In this video, I'll demonstrate how you can access Turnitin. So once you log into your student portal, you scroll through the dashboard, you look for the Turnitin section, you download the guide. So this is a guide that you can use for reference. So to use the platform, there are some prerequisites. Student has to be registered, they need to have a valid email address, and if any of this information is not correct, you can update it under the account details section inside the student portal. So once that is done, the lecturer will send you an invitation, then you'll be required to join the class. So if you have a wrong email, then the invitation goes to the wrong email address. So I'll check the email. So the email looks something like this. So it will show your name there, and the name of the class you've been added to, and the name of the instructor. So you can either find an option which says logging now or set up an account. Still the same thing. So when you have a provision where it shows set up account, it means you're setting up the account for the very first time. So you click on set up account and then you define the password. So in most cases, depending on how the invitation has been sent, you'll notice that it will have your first name, last name, and the student number at the end. So usually the last name or your family name is considered to be the student number. So you can verify by checking this section. So if it has George Sanga there and then it has BBA 20 something, then the BBA 20 something is the last name. So when you click on account setup, it will request you to enter your email address and the family name. So in that case, if this was appearing at the end of the name, you enter that, and then it will now send an email. So to send you an email, something like this. Let me show you in the real-time one. So that's one option. Then the other option is if you find that you cannot locate the invitation that has the option to set up account, you only have one that shows logging now, you can still use that same link. You click on it, so you enter you go on forgot password, so to ask you to enter your email address, and then to also ask you to enter your family name or your last name, so you can verify the last name that was entered. So in this case, you notice it's just there, so that's one that you enter. So if it's showing your student number there, or it shows first name, last name, and student at the end, so you use the student number at the end. So once you do that, it will ask for this part for the secret question, but since nothing was set, just click on forgot your answer. Then it will send a password reset link to the email. So this link is active for a period of 24 hours. So you can check it within that period and to be active. But if you access it after 24 hours, then you have to request for a new link because the link would have expired. So when you open the email, it looks something like this. It will have your name and then to ask you to say click here. Then here it says the link will expire in 24 hours. If you receive this past that time, then you can click there if it's past 24 hours. So click there, and to allow us to create a password. So of course there is guidance on the password strength. So you define it has to be 8 characters, and you do just that. Okay, so the password reset, and you can log in. So you can now log into the account. Alright, so once you log in the account, it will show something like that. So if there are any expired classes, it will show status as expired, but you'll notice it will show every class name. So when you go back to the email, you'll notice it was showing that you've been invited to this particular class. Then from here, you can click on the class name. Then it will now ask you to submit the assignment. So you will notice in this case, when you click under information, it will give you details such as late paper submissions are not allowed, resubmissions are not allowed, and similarity reports are available. So those are some of the settings set by the lecturer. Then you also notice under dates, so these are due dates. So this activity was created on that date, and then it's due on the 16th. So since it's the 16th and today is past the due date, it will be grayed out. It will be showing to show you that information. The due date for this assignment is past, so submissions are not allowed. But in a different scenario where the assignment is still within range, it will look different. It will look something like this. So it will look something like that. The due date shows that, and then the submission button is active. So you're advised only to submit your assignment only at the point where you feel that you've thoroughly covered every aspect of the assignment, because you're only given 3 trials. So in these 3 trials, you get instant feedback. So by instant feedback, when you turn in your assignment, you'll get a report which will show the similarity score. To show it indicates somewhere here, and you can do that for the first and the second and the third submission. After the third submission, you have to wait for a period of 24 hours. So that becomes tricky, especially when you're doing it towards the end or towards the submission date, because you might find that the time at which the report is available overruns the due date, and you can't get the report from the system. So once you've covered all aspects of the assignments, then you can click on submit. The details already be filled in, so you provide the title, the assignment, then you choose the location. So let's say, for example, it's that. So then you click upload. So once it's uploading, you have an opportunity to preview. So you can preview the information that you've uploaded just to confirm using those arrows. Then it has all that summary for you, word count and character count if that assignment requires a certain number of words. So you can confirm. So once you confirm, then you return to the assignment list. You click there. Alright, so this assignment produced 0% similarity. So what this means is it could not pick any other work from the internet, from the Turnitin database that is similar to this particular document that was submitted. So in an event that the submission count is high and it's probably around above the normal threshold, which is 20%, so you can download the report and then resubmit. So I'll go back to the guide where we have a sample report. Yeah, so all these are processes. So the sample report looks something like that. Yes, so in this case it shows 100%. So what you do is when you click on the 100% or the red button there, it will open a preview for you. So in that preview it will load something like that, and then it will show the sources where this information is coming from. So you have 100% there. So when you click on it, it will give you a breakdown. So if you have multiple sources in your document, it will list them there. So you have to deal with the ones with the highest similarity to reduce. Then you also notice as more sources you have or matches in your paper, they'll be identified by a different number index here. So each source will have a unique number. So you can click on it, and then if it's an internet source, it will go to the actual website, or if it's a paper, it will go to a paper. So something like that. So if it's a website, so it's coming from a website, it will load. Then when you click under all sources, where the arrow is indicating there, it will give you a breakdown of all the information or all the similarity in your document. Then to download the report, you have to click on the download icon. Then it will give you three options. You select current view. So current view is an option where it gives you the actual report. So once you download, it looks something like that. It will give you a breakdown of the report and areas that you need to address. So this is a second scenario which has more sources, a different paper that was submitted, so it will give you that breakdown. So in this case now you know that's a percentage. This is coming from internet sources, so you can now start paraphrasing and properly citing these sources to reduce your similarity to the acceptable threshold. So basically that's it. So at the end of this guide, we've added useful links. So these links can be used, these are videos, these are write-ups that you can use just to have a better understanding how Turnitin works and how it can be used to improve your work. Thank you.